Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a special presentation of the GTCC ARCA series in the Backmarkers Racing League. It's the Matta Motors 150 at Daytona, the final road course of this ARCA season. On the pole, 64, Michael Gudger looks to take his first ever Backmarkers Racing Series win. Alongside him, Daniel Morris Jr., the favorite to win this race after his fantastic performance at Road America earlier this season. We have quite a race lined up for you. I'm your broadcaster, Dustin Bawley, and if you know anything about me, you know I love the road courses, I love the ARCA car, so I'm in absolute heaven right now. Let's see if we can pull up the qualifying results here, see how everyone's doing. Let's see. There we go. Gudger on the pole, 0.4 of a second over Daniel Morris Jr. Your championship leader, Kevin Baumler, in third place, followed by your Darlington winner, Christopher Pendell, and a surprise fifth place there for Corey Harville. Apologies for the delay there. I'm trying to see if we can get inside the cars here and make sure my sound is working. I think I can hear it there. Let's get inside the cockpit of Michael Gudger here. Definitely hear him a little bit. But yeah, shaping up to be a real good race. I think any one of these top four, I guess Alan Warnecki, Alan Warnecki is here. Okay, he's an 8th, so I expect him to be further up when this race does start. But yeah, what a great race, or a great qualifying session there for Gudger. I know he's going to be real thrilled about that. But yeah, this is a tricky course. This is obviously not the Daytona Oval. This has a road course. It's got twists and turns and chicanes, and it's a lot of fun to drive, and I'm sure it's going to be even more fun to watch. So here we go. Michael Gudger leads the field down to the green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go. Gudger gets away well. Daniel Morris Jr. there on the outside. Let's see who gets this into turn one. Oh, Daniel Morris squeezed him. Daniel Morris Jr. leads that first lap. Looks like Corey Harville there making a move. Daniel Morris Jr. continues to lead. He was our favorite going in. I'm going to see if I can fix our paint schemes here for a second. Sorry about that. Let's bring you back in. So we got Gudger here, got Daniel Morris Jr. leading. Daniel Morris Jr. continuing to run away with it here. Gudger not giving him a lot of breathing room. We're going to check on Alan Warnecki's progress. We watched him at Daytona, or at Darlington, excuse me. He seems to be making progress on Tanner Prater here. Morris and Gudger there still leading. They got a big gap over third place already. So this might be a Daniel Morris Jr. Michael Gudger show. Daniel Morris Jr. looking good so far. Oh, we got someone off. That was Alan Warnecki. Took to the grass in the chicane. Let's see. And go back live. So he's down to 11th. He lost 3 spots, and he's still in the apron. So he attempts to make progress on Abraham Kalufa there. We're working through getting this paint issue sorted out, so just hang with us. Daniel Morris Jr. still holding on to that lead. There's Pendell. Sorry, we're going to switch back out of the screen here for a second, see if I can get this working. There we go. Alright, we're back. Apologies for that, folks. So we have Daniel Morris Jr. looking real good so far. Let's see, his last lap was 2:06.9, so he's about a half second faster than Michael Gudger here. Show our driver details here so you guys can see who we're focusing in on. Let's go back through the field here for a little bit. So you have Gudger second place, Christopher Pendel in third. Christopher Pendel, a hugely talented driver. I mean, he was on another planet at Darlington. Kevin Baumler there, who finally broke through. We know he's fast. Not sure how much of a road racer he really is. I can't remember how he did at Road America, but hanging on there. And Corey Harville having a pretty good little run there. Dustin Buck, we know he's quick. And Tanner Prater, Andrew Cowell having pretty good runs here so far in this top 10. So Joe Rapp there. 9. Troy Nissen, one of our newcomers, hanging out in that 10th spot. Got focus back on Nathan Gentry here. We're going to give him big props, being our series sponsor. We got Dave Krajewski, excuse me, back here. Still rocking that throwback 6 machine. I think that's Mark Martin, I believe. And then, yeah, Joe Stiles there. Looks like he just came out of the pits. Dave Krajewski's already pitted. So. We'll go back up front. Daniel Morris Jr. holds a 1.5 second gap over Michael Gudger. Looks like Gudger had a little bit of an issue getting out of that last corner, and he's now fallen into the clutches of Christopher Pendel there. This track is just, it's okay early on in the race, and then the tires just start to go, and then you're really just kind of hanging on. Oh, whoa, where did Pendel go? Oh, he had a spin. He's chasing Gudger, who was just outside of our screen. Oh, just clipped that curb on the right, and around she went. That's what I was just talking about, is if the track is just, it's so slippery and so hard. These cars are really not designed to be road racing. But they're a lot of fun, and they present a challenge. So the guys that can keep it on will pay dividends for them. So we're going to go back live. Pendel's still 5th. He's 10 seconds back. I think we are going to have our stage break here. I think our stage break is... I think it's probably going to be around lap 10. I'll confirm that for you guys here in a minute. But there will be a stage break, so you will be able to pit. The winning call to me is going to be to pit ahead of the stage caution, and then and then try and get out. And that way, when the stage caution comes out and everyone else pits, then you cycle to the front. There could be guys that want to take no tires and just run the whole race without pitting, and that's perfectly a good thing to do. Let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna have a stage break on lap 8, so it does come really early. So Pendel will have a second shot. Daniel Morris Jr. extending that lead over Michael Gudger. So Michael Gudger, this is easily his best chance to win Backmarkers Racing League race. And currently just trying to hang on. I think yeah, he ran a little wide there. Yep, you can see it there. And inside the car, it's just painful because you're trying to get out of these corners, and the thing just wants to snap around. So you really have to be easy on the throttle, and they just feel like boats kind of plowing through. But obviously, Gudger doing a pretty good job to hang on to it. But already there in just that last kind of sequence there, he lost another second to Daniel Morris Jr. So Daniel Morris Jr. looking really, really good. He had a great run at Road America. He was running with the Bushwhackers. You know, he think he was the class of the ARCA field there, so definitely looking good here tonight. Corey Harville, excuse me, been a long couple days for me. Corey Harville there has had a solid couple of runs here in the last couple of races, so it's not a surprise for me to see him in the top 5. I don't know how much he's practiced for this race. We'll have to maybe grab him in the for a team interview here, maybe when the stage break happens. he's now under attack again from Pendel. And Pendel's one of those guys that's just, he's so quick. And he wants this championship. You know, he knows that past Harville is his championship contender, Kevin Baumler. Falling back right now is Warnecki. Now Warnecki, I don't believe Warnecki is pit yet. Alan Warnecki, it says he crashed. He might have, oh, do we have another issue with Alan? Does he get into the 8 car of, oh wow. Oh, he gets into Joe Rapp here. Oh, what a shame. So Joe Rapp actually continues, and then Warnecki hits the tire barrier, so. Corey Harville now goes off. So Pendel gets his position back pretty easily. But man, this guy's got to try and keep it on the road here. Daniel Morris looks okay. Gudger still looks okay. And now Pendel can set his sights on Kevin Baumler, excuse me. Dustin Buck there hanging on. Yeah, the field is really kind of already spread out. You know, you see there's 35 seconds already to P9. That's kind of, I did not expect that 2 laps into this race. Look back here at Troy Nissen, P9, battling Andrew Cowell here for that 9th spot. And Warnecki back there in 11th. Hopefully he'll take that fast repair, maybe at that stage caution. So Joe Stiles, I wonder why he was out. Abraham Kalufa looks like crashed a few moments ago. Oh, is this Warnecki again? Man, Warnecki having let's see here. Kalufa just, oh, he just ran wide. Oh, that's such a difficult corner. Again, it just, if you see it from inside the car, it's hard to explain kind of looking at it on the TV cam here. But you just turn in and the thing just does not have the grip and it just slides forward. It's almost like driving on ice. It's the best way I can describe it, but hopefully Kalufa can keep going. He's having some issues now. It's still going. And again, with that stage break, these guys should be okay. Alright, so Daniel Morris Jr. back up front. He's continuing to, he's hustling that thing around this road course. He's continuing to put space between him and Gudger. Already, we're 3 laps in and, sorry, 5 laps in, excuse me. 19 lap race, I guess. 20 lap race, excuse me. And yeah, he's already put 6 seconds between himself and Gudger. Kevin Baumler there definitely looks like he's losing a little bit of ground to Pendel, but not a lot. But these guys all know they have that stage break, so this is all going to reset. So really all you're trying to do is get your car in the track position that you want to be in after that stage break. Looks like Dustin Buck just went off. Oh, and his looks like his rear end's already hosed. He's got some damage there on the right side and just misses the braking point. This is Demolition Derby. Abraham Kalufa appears has gone off. No, he's having some issues tonight. Hopefully Abraham is okay. It looks like he parked it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on with Abraham. Let's go live here. And he might be done for the night. We'll have to see. So hopefully Abraham will be all right. And let's go back to TV1. Actually, here. Let's see. Abraham is still off the track. Okay, we'll catch back up. Andrew Cowell crashed. What happened here? Going into the chicane on the backstretch. just misses his braking point. Actually, this looks okay, so maybe it's the second part of the corner that he has an issue. And yeah, oh, it just comes around on him, and this is going to hurt. This is going to hit the... Oh, he saved it. Look at that. What a move from him. Nice job, Andrew. Keeps it out of the wall. Keeps on trugging. Let's get back to our normal camera here. So Daniel Morris Jr. putting a hurting on the field. And I'm not saying I picked him to win, but I picked him to win. So we'll have to see what happens. Told him he was my favorite, but I would not mind seeing a Michael Gudger victory. We all love Michael Gudger. Love seeing him do well. So for him to be hanging in there, I think he's got to find another... Their best laps are about a second off. Their best lap was about a second apart, and the last lap was about a second apart. So Daniel Morris Jr. is a full second ahead of Gudger at this point, and then Gudger's a full second ahead of Kevin Baumler. But I'll tell you what, two quick guys on the track right now are Christopher Pendel, Corey Harville. Pendel's already making ground up on Baumler. I think he's going to pass him probably pretty soon here. Let's take a look at that battle. Pendel knows he wants that third spot. Baumler is his main rival for the championship. Warnecki making moves. I just saw him go up for past Troy Nissen for 7th. Gets him. That's coming out of that infield section, heading onto the banking. So Warnecki watching his progress. He's already up one spot. Qualified 8th. We have Clifton Simmons crashed. I got a lot of red alerts on my screen here tonight. That turn one's it's tricky. If your brake bias is not set right, that's what's going to happen. So he found himself in the pit lane. But Clifton keeps on going. My fellow off-the-wall racing teammate and Pendel still has not gotten by Baumler yet. He is behind. Let's see if we can ride along here with him for a little bit, so you guys can kind of see what's going on. See how gently he applies that throttle. Tires screaming. Yup, he's got a brake. Okay. I thought he was going to go off there, but yeah, you can see he kind of shoved it there for the turn. That's because you have to brake so early in these cars. They're so heavy. The tires are relatively narrow compared to other race cars. They present a challenge. So I want to watch this. Watch how he negotiates the chicane, the backstretch here. Might be able to get some telemetry. Cannot find it. So he does a relatively good job there, and he's making up time on Kevin Baumler. How slow he gets. Oh, Kevin they both did a good job there. There we go. We got our telemetry here. So these cars are 4 speeds. You don't really use 4th gear unless you're on the backstretch. So he's going to brake, get down to 2nd, and then pretty early I would get back into 1st. Or he's still in 3rd. Yeah, you can hear how Kevin got a better exit on that corner. I like to downshift early. I want to downshift as soon as the car is able to. So he really leaves it in gear longer. He was in 2nd through a lot of that corner there. Having a real nice battle with Baumler there. Makes the move. Right. So Pendel continues his march forward. I'm going to put the link for everybody on the Facebook page, so that there's only three of you guys watching out there. Usually there's more people who like to tune in. Make sure everyone knows about it. Alright, let's go to Facebook. Right, so let's go. Let's head back here. Got Corey Harville there. He's trying to make progress on Pendel. Pendel closing that gap on Baumler. Back at Joe Rapp there. So Dade Grajewski is been put a lap down now, and Abraham Kalufa. So Kalufa is still running. So this is. We think he's running. Maybe he's not running. He might not be running. I think he has stopped. So. Daniel Morris Jr. then continues to lead. Okay. Alright, so that's Clifton Simmons there letting Daniel Morris Jr. out. So Gudger's 11 seconds off. I wonder, Michael Gudger went off track. And this is the corner that caught Pendel out earlier. It's the exact same thing that happens. He catches that right side with those right side tires, backs it into the wall. So Gudger's now down to 4th place. And so Daniel Morris Jr., Kevin Baumler, Pendel, I believe there are 1, 2, and 4 in the championship. So Gudger's going to have to work out some sort of strategy here. So because we're going to have a stage caution here on lap 8. Or I guess we're not, maybe we're not going to have a stage break because we're on lap 9 and we haven't had a stage break yet. So I guess they're just going to leave it as is. I don't know who the race control is tonight. I might drag Jacob Bradley here into the booth. Hey, Mr. Jacob Bradley, this is Dustin Bally in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, are we not doing a stage break tonight?
I'm not race controller for this series.
You're
not? I do not know.
Okay. Is it Nathan Gentry maybe?
Nathan would be the league owner, so you may have to ask him.
So I guess we are not having a stage break then, because I think it was supposed to be based on the schedule on lap 8, so it does not look like it's going to happen. So that's going to make it a little interesting. Okay.
This will be the first Backmarkers road course race without a stage break.
I like the stage break. Are you a fan of the stage break?
I've lost a couple of races off of stage breaks.
You have lost a couple of races off of the stage break. Okay, so it's not. I think it brings the. I mean, we're already at the. I mean, we have the top 10 separated by 1 minute and 30 seconds. So as much fun as that is.
Yeah, it would be very useful in a time like this where there's an obvious skill gap. But when in our bigger series where me, you, and Jay, we're all in this big battle. We had Kostick and Cofield with us this time.
Yeah.
A 5-car battle over the course of a race would be really fun to see. And it was a really fun battle up until that stage break. And then obviously we had a mayhem on the restart.
We did, yeah. So I guess I agree with your point. But I mean, I was expecting a stage break, so I don't know. I don't know if. Are you in the chat in this thing at all? Because I don't have my voice chat enabled.
I am not. I am a spectator in the chat.
You're a spectator, okay.
I was in contact with Dade, who is an admin, and he does not know what's happening either. But I'm sure everything will be fine. We got 20 laps of green flag racing then, and we're gonna see the best drivers prevail, I guess. DMJ has been posting some very competitive lap times. He's saved his tires very well.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of to be expected, right? Oh, we just had someone go off there. That was,
That was Clifton Simmons
is that
in
Clifton
the.
Simmons who just entered the pit lane? Okay, I saw someone fly off. I thought it was the guy ahead of, okay, maybe it was him. Looks like Dustin Buck crashed again. He's had some issues.
Yeah, this is definitely a hard road course to. Oh, Dustin almost wrecked it again. Oh, he almost wrecked it. It's definitely a very hard road course, especially in a stock car. And that last chicane out of NASCAR Turn 4 is one of the hardest chicanes to do right.
Yeah.
Uh, I know when I was working on this set, that was the main corner that I wanted to be kind of smooth and flat. But I knew plenty of people were going to struggle with it.
It's just tough because you can't use the curb. Most chicanes you can at least put two wheels off. That one you really can't do because they're sausage curbs. So they have the sausage curb as the racing curb. So you can't use that to rotate the car. So,
Exactly.
all right. Oh, you're welcome to stay here in the booth with me if you want to. If I can drag you back to Vintage if you'd like.
I'm down to stay in the
Okay,
booth. I saw that you were all by yourself
Oh,
tonight.
well, yeah, I was a little lonely, and I had trouble. I had trouble getting my setup going, so there were some paint schemes missing at the beginning, but we got where we needed to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I was trying to track the progress of Alan Warnecki. Alan Warnecki had some issues kind of coming up. I think he had a couple of spins, but he's one of those guys that I expected to be higher up. I mean, I think he's right there with Baumler, Pendel. And Daniel Morris Jr. was fourth in the championship, so I was kind of rooting for Daniel Morris just because I like to see parity. I like to see different winners.
Yeah.
And I think this is as dominant. This is more dominant than I expected it to be honest. I mean, I'm trying to remember the gap from Road America. I think it was probably 10 seconds or so, but that was about 10 laps. So this is, I mean, Pendel spun. I don't know if Baumler's actually had any issues. I know Gudger's spun. But yeah, Daniel's just not put a foot wrong.
Yeah, Baumler just let Pendel by for second. They're kind of in a battle there between Pendel, Baumler, and Gudger. Gudger was running second, about 8 seconds off of DMJ, and he spun out of one of the corners and lost a bit of ground.
Yeah, it was the same place that Pendel spun, I think, on lap 2 or 3. Pendel spun pretty early. He caught the right side of the grass heading onto that. Oh, Gudger just goes wide there. Caught the right side, then that left-hand kink kind of that we're looking at now on the screen. But yeah, it's just you have to keep the car straight, and you have to try and not put too much power down going out of the corners. A lot of these guys are.
Pendel goes wide.
Yeah, he goes wide. Baumler gets ahead.
That wide line that Gudger was taking out of the first International Horseshoe, that is a viable line in a stock car because we have so little grip out of the corners, especially on 13-lap-old tires now.
Yeah, it's well this. I was gonna say
you're just trying to really balance it out.
Sorry, go ahead.
You're trying to really balance out that throttle out of the corner, making sure it's as straight as possible to try and aim it into that little kink.
Yeah, I feel like that entry onto NASCAR Turn 1 is, you can run so many different lines. It's just kind of, like you said, keeping the thing straight and kind of wherever the car ends up is just, as long as you keep the thing pointed straight, that's how it's going to work.
Yeah. As many viewers and you know, this track was designed for prototypes and GT racing, and obviously a stock car is nowhere near that. That's why they had the little kink on the front, because we were worried that stock car brakes wouldn't be able to withstand braking into turn 1 from 200 something miles an hour. But that long left-hander on the NASCAR 1, that's almost wide open, most prototypes. Some of them that have more power, a little bit less downforce, you kind of feather it a little bit. This year, you're pretty much out of the throttle until you get to the straight portion, then you're out of the throttle again, rotating it onto the oval itself.
Yeah, they're different animals to drive here. It's rewarding when you get it right. It's very challenging. But I'm looking at this battle for second, and this is an incredible battle for second. So we talked about everyone being spaced out. I mean, Daniel Morris is you know, light years now ahead of the field. They see him heading onto the NASCAR turn 1 right now, where they're just starting to negotiate the infield there. But yeah, we got a great battle here for Pendel, Baumler, Gudger. And then looking back, everyone else seems pretty much spaced out. So this is probably the best battle that we're going to be able to look at.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of the only battles we get for the rest of this race. DMJ, as you were talking about, it could be really rewarding when you get it right. DMJ has obviously gotten it right with this package, and he's pulled far ahead of the field. But the battle between Pendel, Baumler, and Gudger is really heating up. Gudger is a little bit better on the infield. Coming back onto the oval, he struggles a little bit compared to Baumler. And Pendel is trying to drive away now after he recovered from that lockup earlier.
Yeah, I look at their last laps, and the last Pendel's the faster one of the three, and then it's Pendel, Baumler, Gudger. So it's not like Gudger's the faster one trying to get by. So yeah. you would expect this gap to, well, it looks like Gudger's made up some time there in that backstretch. That chicane.
Yeah. The Gudger looks like he's a lot better in the technical parts of this track compared to Baumler. Baumler's just a little bit more smooth through the a little bit more gradual parts, and that's what's getting him his time back.
I got a notification here that Dustin Buck has crashed.
Oh no, not Dustin Buck.
he's had a rough night.
He
just
went
blew
off
through the chicane.
Yeah, that was what I was talking about. It's a very hard braking zone to get right for that chicane. It's very hard to get right lap after lap because it kind of catches you off guard, and especially when the tires start to wear out, the car doesn't brake as good.
It says Joe Rapp looks like he spun coming out of that infield right-hander there.
That last lap, Gudger was the fastest of the three.
Let's see here. Let's go live. I was showing Daniel Moore. Oh, of the three. Sorry. Yeah. I was looking at Daniel Moore's time. Yeah, he's a little bit further up.
Yeah, obviously he's a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit quicker. All right, so Gudger's got 6 laps to go, and he can sniff second place. So the question is how much of a fight are these guys going to put up? I know Pendel wants this bad. You know Baumler wants it bad.
Yeah, Pendel and Baumler are going for the championship. Gudger is trying to make up for a little bit of lost ground that he got. He joined the ARCA championship a little bit later. He decided to be the trucks race control in the meantime. He hasn't had to do much with how clean our races have been over there in the Sly Designs truck series. But he's trying to make up lost ground, and this was a race that I know he probably had circled because he is a road course guy. He does a lot of endurance racing in his free time. He tries to get a lot of endurance special events set up in the league.
Yeah, he's definitely he's making progress on Baumler. Now with Baumler and him battling, how much does that send Pendel ahead?
It'd have to be at least a second.
Yeah. I'm surprised Daniel Morris hasn't backed off at all. I mean, he's still running quicker times than all these guys. He's, you know, I would be tiptoeing at this point just because I don't want to be. That's what you do. You know, when you have a gap on a road course race, you just kind of switch the car off, right, and just cruise.
Personally, for me, if I'm that far out ahead and I know there isn't going to be a caution, I might as well just go for it. Just give it all the car's got and try and extend that gap.
You could spin and crash, and then your race is over.
If you fear crashing, then you aren't going fast enough.
It's a video game. It can't hurt you. Just go for it. Looks like I tell you what, Corey Harville might join this battle here pretty soon. He's been lurking. And that gap was bigger, and I think it is starting to come down.
The past lap, Corey Harville was the fastest car on the racetrack, even faster than DMJ.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. So maybe he figured something out. Dade Grajewski looks like he's crashed.
Oh no, not Dade.
If you go, coming out of the infield.
Yeah, Dade has a meatball. He has a broken right front suspension.
Okay, yeah.
If you look at Dade's car, it has been through a lot.
He's seen better days, yeah. Alright. Well, Nathan Gentry there hanging out in 10th place is pretty good. So we
Yeah,
have
definitely a good run.
yeah, Abraham is out. I don't know if Joe Styles, he never took the green flag. Clifton Simmons, we've seen have some issues, and then Justin Buck's kind of a big surprise. Him and Warnecki, like Alan's quick and Dustin's quick in these cars on ovals. They're super fast, but maybe they just don't. Some people just don't take to the road. It just doesn't appeal to them, or they just can't get the feel right. I don't know. Whereas I do better on road than oval. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of adaptability that goes into taking your skills that you have in a car like this and being able to use it at different types of tracks. Yeah. And a lot of people are very good at ovals in cars like this, especially. But they don't have the adaptability to go to the road courses and excel in them. It's a skill that you develop over time, and it's something that some people naturally can find out, and some that just have to learn by doing a lot of practice. Oh, Dustin Buck
I
and
see
Kevin
this. Yeah,
Bogger,
he's
three
fighting
wide.
Baumler and he's a lap down, and Gudger gets by him. Baumler's giving him a little bit of a shove there. Oh my goodness, Baumler has to be furious.
Dustin Buck is gonna stay in front of Baumler there. That's gonna bring Corey Harville up to him.
I guess there's no rule against that, but if I were Baumler, I'd be putting the bumper to Buck here pretty shortly.
Pendell's
Pendell
off!
spun. Pendell hits the wall. He's still going. That left side's damaged, and he comes back up in front of Buck, and then Buck turns him.
Buck.
Oh no! And Buck hits.
Baumler.
He hits Baumler. What in the world?
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
Baumler and Pendell
Did I
get
just
back
see
on
that?
track.
Did that just happen?
That did indeed.
All right, hang on. So what happened? Okay, I'm pulling up the replay. All right, so Pendell goes off first, right? Pendell comes. Let's go back here. So Pendell, actually, he went off further back. There we go. Let's just play this at full speed. He clips the grass, the same spot he did earlier, and he spins and hits the wall on the left side. And so he tries to come back on. So Gudger slips by. Buck hits Pendell and then hits Baumler. What?
Buck looks like he understeered. Buck looks like he understeered into Pendell, and then after he made contact there, it got him sideways, and he overcorrected in front of Baumler there. Takes out both championship contenders.
Unbelievable. So Buck has now crashed again. He went off at the chicane. So his car is missing half the sheet metal on the front. Oh, he goes.
Yeah,
way
he
wide
has
of the
a
chicane.
meatball.
Okay,
he has a meatball.
Okay. Kevin Baumler, so he did pass Pendell for 4th position, but they are now basically out of the running for 3rd. They have to be too far back.
They are. That lap, Gudger was quicker than Harville, so
okay, so
it looks like for second.
So Baumler and Pendell are still battling, but oh my goodness. What a talking point to bring up after this race.
That was one heck of a sector there. We had
the
3 wide through turn 1, and it went all the way into the 2nd International Horseshoe, where they all crashed.
I can't believe what I just saw. I don't know how many people in the truck series would be threatening to leave if something like that happened in us.
Oh, it would be a wild talking point for the weeks to come.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe it. So still the best battle on the track is between Baumler and Pendell, but it is now for 4th spot instead of 2nd. Because
the car is stopped going onto the oval there. That is Joe Rapp.
Joe Rapp. Okay. Oh, he's crashed in the. Yeah, this is that same corner. I think he's had a couple of. Oh, he crashed. Oh, he hit Harville. Or Harville? Oh, he was stopped in front of Harville.
Oh, it looks like Joe Rapp did one too many downshifts there. Locked at the rear end, spun around right in front of Gudger.
Oh my gosh.
And Harville.
Wow. Oh, and Harville just. Good for him. I mean, he tapped him a little bit, but he kept going, so.
Hey, he still has he's had an 8-second gap to Baumler, so that little damage and little slowdown isn't
it's
going to
not
really
gonna-
affect him.
Oh my goodness. So with all that, so Tanner Prater is 6th spot. I'm definitely gonna have to give him a an interview here. We're gonna have to talk to. I'm gonna talk to everybody after this race. This is just.
Have a lot of interview points.
Unbelievable.
I know Tanner's is really impressive because he's had a lot of wheel issues this race. His wheel's been kind of on and off in responding to his inputs, which you really don't want at a road
No,
course.
this is that would be I would be putting in an order to Logitech or whoever after this one. Usually, well, with like equipment failure, I'll give it one time. If it does it again, then that's a pattern. And so
Oh,
he's got a car in front of him.
Pendel just went wide in the first international horseshoe. Sailed it through the off ramp there. He's gonna lose a little bit of time to
Yeah,
Balmer, to quite a few seconds actually.
yeah. Looks like the car's. I mean, the car doesn't even. It's in a totally
Yeah,
different shape. It looks like a crumpled piece of aluminum foil right now.
it looks like the left front toe is knocked out and some of the camber's knocked out of it.
So
Which,
he can't wait for this thing to end.
yeah, the positive note for him is he has about 27 seconds to Tanner Prater.
Oh my goodness. So we had 15 cars. Looks like 3 are out. Dustin Buck went off. Okay, Dustin Buck came back. Okay, he's still driving.
Yeah, he just went through the grass in the chicane on the backstretch in front of Corey Harville.
Alright, so his adventure continues. I anticipate. I don't know who they're gonna blame for that wreck. Well, Pendel came off, right? So, I mean, I guess in
Yeah.
our series we don't really have a rule where if you're a lap
It
car.
appears that Dustin Buck has broken the left front suspension somewhere, and he can no longer turn the car.
Okay. Well, so Pendel about to start his last lap. So Daniel Morris Jr. We'll give him his moment in the sun.
Never mind, he can turn it just only at about 50 miles an hour.
Back at qualifying. So Gudger did have the pole. I forgot. Sorry, I want to give Gudger full credit for his pole. That was a fantastic lap. And then Morris was right behind him, but Morris actually outbraked him going into turn 1. So I think as Morris negotiates the backstretch here, I want to go back to that pass. This was the moment of the race where Gudger. Let's see here. This was the green flag here. Trying to fight. Here we go. This is Daniel Morris Jr. here. He started outside and got a better run from the start. I think Gudger was a little more conservative. Daniel got right in front of him. Good on the brakes and just drove away. So here we go. Daniel Morris Jr. led every lap. And he takes the checkered flag at the Matta Motors 150 at Daytona. Daniel Morris Jr.
What a performance by him.
I mean, he ran with the big guys at Road America. This was not unexpected. I told him before the race that I expected him to win. I think the big surprise was Gudger's pole, but then just obviously had some issues during the race. Gudger comes home in second, so his best finish probably in a long time. So to outscore the championship leaders was fantastic for him. And then Corey Harville, our feel-good 3rd place. And then after that, I think there are going to be some pretty angry drivers there.
Yeah, and Kevin Baumler and Christopher Pendel.
I think Baumler will be happy to. I think he'll probably hold on to his points lead. So he's got that going for him. But Pendel's probably going to. Although he did spin a couple times earlier. So I mean, it's still a top 5. It's still losing a spot in the championship. So maybe he's not going to be too upset. But yeah, one of those races that he's parking it immediately. He says, I'm not driving around anymore. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. Daniel Morris is continuing his.
Yeah. I've had a lot of large margins of victories in my wins and backmarkers.
Mhm.
I have not had a 32-second
Yeah,
margin
that's
victory.
pretty good. Now I think that's yeah that was probably everyone here having issues. I can't remember if I guess Gudger's rear end was damaged. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to talk to the drivers and maybe the race admin about the lack of a stage caution, because I think that would have spiced the show up a little bit. Obviously, Daniel Morris Jr. would not have wanted to see that, but guys like Gudger, Pendel, Warnecki, who had some issues, I'm sure that they would have much preferred to see a stage break and a shorter run. So that might be, and that's one of the things that if you're a racing purist, you like to see the green flag runs. I try to I want it to be fair, and I like to think of it from a fan's perspective. Not that there's more than 2 people watching this race right now, but it
Yeah,
could have been more exciting. But you know what? We had action nonetheless. I think that second place battle was really good. So
it
Daniel Morris
was.
Jr. doing his burnouts. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and grab him, or if is he even online? I don't know. Let's see if we can. Let's see
He
if we
is
can.
not.
I'm gonna tell him to hop in Discord.
In the meantime, we can pull in our second place,
Go
Michael
go
Gutcher.
right. Can you pull him in? Or you want me to do it?
I do not have the role.
Okay. Can you please? Okay. Let's see here. All right. Let's get our broadcast up here, and so we will pull up our second place man, Michael Gudger. Hey, Michael Gudger. This is Dustin and Jacob Bradley up in the booth.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Wow. So I'm kind of speechless. There were some things that happened that were a little crazy. First of all, maybe tell us about your pole position and how the lap went.
I don't know.
You
I
don't.
have no idea how that happened.
You have no idea.
I genuinely do not.
Okay, you just pulled it out of your rear and it worked out.
It
Yes,
just magically
100%.
appeared.
Okay. And then so tell us about the race. So I know you had a couple of spins or a spin, and then you saw the C's part when Pendel and Baumler were having issues with lap car.
Yep. Oh, that was amazing. Well, car was on ice the entire time. I cannot believe I kept it straight.
Yeah, that
But yeah, whenever that was crazy, man.
were you hoping, like I know at the beginning of the race, you were hanging on to Daniel. You were about a 3/4 of a second or a second lap slower. Um, what did you know anything about there being a stage break, or were you expecting it, or were you not expecting it? Was it a surprise to you when it didn't happen?
I mean, I was halfway expecting it, halfway not expecting it.
Okay, was it something that was discussed before the race amongst the drivers?
Um, I mean, the only thing that was said was stage break lap 8. Nothing else was said anything about it.
Huh. Okay. So was there a race control? I guess it was Dade.
No, Dave was racing and he left.
Okay, so there was no race control. Okay, so that will be maybe something we'll chat about. I hope no one's too upset about there not being one. I know that like a lot of the guys who spun probably were hoping for one. But
Yeah, I know one who was extremely mad about it and got a little bit too mad about it, but I'm not naming names.
yeah, no. We won't do that here. We everyone to the outside world, everyone is friends with each other here at Backmarkers Racing. We are all one big happy family, and
Yes,
we want you to race with
100%.
us. Yes.
Exactly.
Do you want to give it? Do you have any final thoughts on the race? Do you want to give any shout outs?
Um, yeah, I guess I thank everybody here at Vintage and thank everybody who sponsors us. Yeah, because we wouldn't be able to put our lead on without them, and still cannot believe I got such a good result here. I hate this place.
Yeah, no. I think is this your best Backmarkers finish? I know you were third in the championship the first season. Um,
Yes, this is my best
this is
finish
your best
ever.
finish. Excellent. Okay, well we will applaud you and congratulate you on a second place. It wasn't the cleanest, I'm sure, or the most fun for you, but that's kind of how it works out sometimes. Is just you're in the right place at the right time, and other people have some misfortune, and you bring it home. So we're proud of you. Enjoy this one, and maybe we will see a Michael Gudger victory before the season's out. Okay. All right. Hey, I want more confidence than that. You can do it. Okay. All right, man. Hey, congratulations. Good work, and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right, thank you.
Daniel Morris Jr.
Hey, Dustin. What's up?
I got me and Jacob here in the booth. I'm gonna let Jacob take this one because Jacob's very proud of you and wants to. He's jealous of your dominance.
I've had a lot of domination in the Truck Series and in the ARCA Series, but I've never had a 32-second win. How did you do it tonight?
Man, I wish I had like some super technical explanation for you, but really, I just kind of played it safe and just kept going. Especially there at the middle, when we didn't get that break or whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah,
were
I
you
mean, just
expecting that?
no, not at all. Well, we were expecting the break, but not for it not to happen.
So did a bunch of you guys get on the radio to whoever and say, "Hey, when are you throwing the yellow? When are you throwing the yellow?" And it just never happened?
There were a few that did. Um, to be honest, I just kind of kept going. I
Okay,
mean,
you just said, whatever happens, happens. If they throw it, I'm in a good spot. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm confident in my pace.
pretty much.
Okay, yeah, because it didn't look
Yeah.
like anyone, in the truck series, we usually, or even at Road America, we made some pit strategies, pioneered by Jacob, to pit before the stage break. So if I had designed my strategy to pit and then had the stage break happen, I would have been pissed, right? Um, but I guess it just
Yeah.
your thing worked out for you.
My strategy didn't center around that. I mean, I pretty much just kind of went into it with the mentality of playing it safe, running a little slower than I know I can, and saving my tires and my equipment.
Yeah, those saving those tires definitely paid off. You were one of the fastest cars in the long run. Were you just really easy on the throttle and keeping it straight on corner exit?
I was, especially on corner exit. With this setup, you can kind of wait, to go full throttle and really not lose much time. It doesn't feel like to me anyway.
Did you do any extra practice for this race? Kind of like I knew you were confident after Road America. I was confident in you. I kind of, we had talked before the race, and I had penciled you in as the victor. Michael Gudger was kind of the big surprise, but I think very early on in the race, it was apparent that you were the class of the field.
Well, I mean, after, you kind of told me that I was your favorite.
I didn't
I
mean
did, yes, I did get in and turn a few extra laps. I didn't want to come in and, just run it into the wall or something on lap one. So yeah, I did practice at least enough to make sure I had the track under me.
Well, that obviously was plenty as you were able to drive away from and you didn't make a mistake all night. You got anybody to thank there?
Well, I mean, you guys obviously, Dustin and my teammates, Calvin, obviously, and the guys that decided to race tonight, the series sponsor, M99 Graphics, obviously, and my wife, as usual. And tonight, I think today's my mom's birthday. She passed away 5 years ago, and I think I'd like to dedicate this one to her.
Oh, that's
Her name is Paula.
that's the best type of dedication. I'm sure she's smiling up from above at you. You made her proud.
She was cool, man. She definitely think this is pretty cool stuff right here.
Alrighty. Well, hey man, we're super proud of you. Congratulations, you earned this. I don't know where you are in points, but I hope that we will see you uh, with this kind of pace on an oval track soon. I think if you can put a few more of these together, you're going to give those top four a bit of a headache. I think the last couple races.
Yeah, we'll just keep trying, and we'll keep showing up, and we'll just see how it shakes out.
Yeah. All right, man. Hey, have fun. Thank you so much.
You too, bud. Appreciate it.
All right, let's drag Corey Harville in. I will stop talking, Jacob. I'm sorry. I will let
You're
you. I'll
good.
let you do this one. I'm just excited for him. And then we still have Kevin, so maybe we'll drag Kevin in afterwards. I'm gonna drag Corey in right now.
Corey Harville, Jacob and Dustin in the booth. You got us?
I do.
You had a top three finish tonight. There was some chaos in front of you that you were able to avoid. How'd you get through it tonight?
Really, the big thing for me was just hitting my marks every lap. I knew I had pretty decent speed, as long as I just hit all my braking points, didn't overdrive, which I did end up doing a couple times. But close to the end, yeah, I was getting close to that 3-car pack for second place, and I was kind of getting ready for a pretty hard battle for the next couple laps. But I know we got kind of tangled up with a lap car, and I think Pendel and Baumler got spun, and luckily I was able to make it through that.
Yeah, when they wrecked probably the seas kind of parted, I got really excited because you were right there and you were faster than Gudger at the time. Then you had another incident with another lap car a few laps later. What do you think happened there?
I'm not really sure. I think probably just got loose and going into the corner. It looked like he just stopped right in the middle of the track. Luckily, I was able to see him in time. I did make a little bit of contact with him, but it wasn't too bad. It didn't really damage the car or slow me down any, but it did kind of create that big gap between Gudger and I, where he just kind of carried away with second.
Yeah. You also seem to be one of the best at saving your tires tonight. For some of the people watching, how were you able to save your tires and be able to pace with DMJ there at the end of the run?
A big tip for road courses in these cars, I feel, is just pushing that brake bias forward more than you would think. You really wear down your rear tires on these tracks. So another thing is coming out of the corners, don't get on the throttle until you're straight, and don't hammer it. Kind of just really ease onto the throttle, and you'll be able to save it that way.
Awesome stuff, man. You got anybody to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank my wife. Yeah, she puts up with all my sim racing time and all the practice that I do. And then a huge shout out to my friends who are watching. They give me a bunch of support in doing this. And also GTCC for hosting this awesome series. I've had a lot of fun and can't wait until the next race.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, congrats on your first podium. You earned it. You know you've had good runs. This is not the first time we've interviewed you, and we're thrilled to see what's coming up next. But this is a great day for you, and you should celebrate it.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, I guess it's Kevin Baumler time.
Sure, let's bring him on in.
All right.
You gonna
Yeah,
take care
yeah,
of
you can talk.
Hey, Kevin, it's Jacob and Dustin in the booth. You got us?
I got you guys.
Well, you're battling for second there.
He doesn't sound happy. I wonder why.
I thought you were in a pretty good position to go for battle for second there with Pendel, and yeah, a little bit of an incident there with the lap car. What's your perspective on that?
Man, I gotta keep this PG-13. I haven't really looked at the replay yet. From in-car, I believe it was Buck that we caught, and he was a lap down. I wasn't expecting him to race us that hard, and kind of pushed me wide turn 1, which allowed, I think it was Gudger to get by, and then we went into turn 5, and Chris made a little bit of a mistake, ran a little wide, and looked like Buck kind of sent it in there on him and spun him when we got collected. Wasn't overly impressed with that when you got 2 championship battle guys going at it there, and obviously he's teammates with Warnecki, and Warnecki didn't have the best of days, so I'm not.
I didn't even play that angle. Yeah, I didn't. No, I don't think Alan is that malicious.
I don't think so either.
But it is a good theory. Not. It's one of those beard scratching storylines.
Well, let's not go too conspiracy theory here on the broadcast.
But nonetheless, wasn't very happy about that. But either way, I think we had top 5 pace pretty much all night. I just came in here with the expectation to at least run top 10. So we overachieved this week, and we'll head to, I believe, Kansas next week and kind of get back to my bread and butter half miles.
Yeah, business as usual.
Go back to the ovals, try and put together another winning performance, I'd assume, from you, and go from there.
Yeah, I think I don't know where the points stack up.
I think you're still leading. I don't think, because you were ahead of Alan and Chris, and so you finished ahead of both of them. Daniel Morris Jr. was 30 points off, 40 points off. So I think unless you guys all finished, 15th, I think it's still a 3-way fight.
I mean, we might all 3 of us might just decide to wreck each other next week. Who knows? Daniel's really sneaky. I'm really really happy to see him finally get the monkey off his back. He was far more superior and the better driver tonight. I don't think anybody had anything for him.
I feel like I love watching this season as a spectator, just because it's like every race someone has been the fastest, and it's always a different person, right? Like I almost think Daniel was kind of the first guy to repeat as the fastest guy, because he was the fastest guy at Road America. But I think back to like Irwindale, where Austin Holbrook was the best. Dustin Buck was probably the fastest at Phoenix, because he was the one who tangled with Jacob there at the end. And then, you've had your dominant win. Chris has had a dominant win. Alan's had a dominant win, and now Daniel has. So it's just been, I love how the parity in this series right now.
Yeah, it's incredibly fun to race around these guys. Everybody in this league for the most part is fairly respectful on track. We race hard, but we also know when to give each other room.
And then now we have Michael Gudger, who I think now he's sniffing a win. So
yeah, I knew Gudger was going to be fast. I know he races some road course stuff, so I really didn't expect to beat him or Daniel tonight.
Jacob, I'll let you. I think everyone has left Discord, so it's just us kind of chatting and hanging out right now.
Yeah, a really kind of unfortunate end, but at least you were still inside the top 5 there. You're gonna keep your points lead, and I'm sure you're gonna go back to doing well on ovals. You're up there with Blake and Cofield the last time I saw you on a 1.5 miles, so I'm sure
That's
you'll
true.
be up
Yeah,
there again.
that was the last one. Very similar track.
Yeah, I'm fairly excited about the last 3 races here. I was technically my home track. It's about 2.5 hours away from me, and then Kansas and is it Homestead? Yeah, got quite a few
Kansas,
laps
Iowa,
there.
Homestead.
So yeah, I got quite a few laps on Kansas and Homestead, and quite a few laps in Xfinity and truck cars at Iowa. So finally got through this one. This one was kind of the last one that had my anxiety level up a little bit, and yeah, kind of relax. Well, I can't relax the rest of the week. I got to go race with you guys on Thursday, so I'm excited for that one too.
Are you reverse bushwhacking the rest of the season?
Not that I know of. I'd have to talk to Jackson about that and see what he says. I know it was penciled in for Charlotte. I'm not sure about the other 3 races.
Yeah.
You're gonna come up this week?
Sorry, go ahead.
What?
You're gonna go home and show us up this week? You're gonna win at Charlotte?
Yeah. Milo, he wants revenge.
I don't know. There's some guy named Cofield, and he's been pretty fast lately. I don't know. We might try some crazy strategy or something and see if we can reverse into one.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. All
right,
good luck in your race on Thursday this week. Good luck in the following few races of the championship. You got anybody to thank?
Yeah, gotta thank you and Dustin for doing the broadcast tonight, and the race sponsor, Matta Motors. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
You are, yep. Yeah, you're good.
Thank you. Then everybody over at Evil Empire Sim Sports. I wasn't able to put in the time that I typically do this week, so I was able to bounce off a couple ideas and suggestions from them guys. They're always a great help to me and great teammates.
Alrighty. All right, hey, I'm going to let you go, man. You have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you in the next one, all right?
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right, Jacob, you have any closing thoughts here?
That was a wild race in the second half of that. We got to see the points leader extend his points lead, a couple wild incidents back to back, and some lap car drama. I don't think you could ask for more in a road course race.
I think that's, pretty much sums it up. And you had the guy who really earned a win. So it was a first time winner, a lot of action. Can't really complain. So yeah, great one to watch, and I appreciate you sharing the booth with me.
Thank you for opening it. I joined halfway through, but I'm glad I was able to stay in here.
Hey, man. All right, well, I'll see you on Thursday, all right?
Yep. See ya.
Okay, see ya. All right, everyone. So again, congratulations, Daniel Morris Jr. You're victor here in the Matta Motors 150. Matta Motors is the premier automotive repair shop for your Hondas and Acuras in Western Pennsylvania. So if you're in the Western Pennsylvania area and you need a repair on your Honda or Acura, take it to Matta Motors in Glassport, Pennsylvania. For more information, go to www.mattamotors.com. I've been your host, Dustin Bawley, and I will see you on Thursday night as a racer instead of a commentator for the, let me make sure I get this right, the Slide Designs Truck Series, the Vitesse Systems 220 at Charlotte. Have a good night, everybody, and I will see you in the next one.